Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed is rejecting growing international calls for dialogue and an end to deadly fighting in the northern Tigray region. This as a 72-hour surrender ultimatum his government gave the TPLF leadership expires. Communications remain almost completely cut off to the Tigray region, which is home to about 6 million people. But we have a look inside the town of Humera, which bears scars of the fighting.
It's not what a farming town should look like in the middle of harvest season. Humera in Ethiopia's Tigray region is largely deserted. And this is why. Heavy shelling hit the town as the Ethiopian army roared in, forcing out fighters loyal to the Tigray People's Liberation Front. Most civilians fled during the clashes as their homes were peppered with bullets and shrapnel. Those who remained take stock of events. We didn't expect shelling. Suddenly, we started to hear war weapons, explosions, and then people panicked. I couldn't leave my house. I was terrified. Not everyone walked away unscathed. These women were wounded in the crossfire. Theirs was a thriving town before now. Many residents have since crossed the nearby border into Sudan. This town was on the verge of development. But now we've been brought back to living hand to mouth because of an unnecessary war. Fighting similar to what happened in Humera continues further east of here, towards Tigray's capital, Mekelle, where the international community warns more civilians could be at risk.
I'm now joined by journalist Samuel Getachew. He is in the Ethiopian capital, Addis Ababa. Good to see you, Samuel. We have just seen this report from Humera, but there is still a blackout across the Tigray region. What do we know about those civilians who are still in Mekelle?
What we know is very little. We focus on reports that are coming in from organizations that are respected, that do tell us needed information, vital information, because we cannot travel to the area. But we know for a fact that the Ethiopian army is very close to Mekelle. It's in the suburbs of Mekelle, and they're taking over the city. And that is the capital of Tigray, which is an important city with a population of well over 500,000. And you have to know, the Ethiopian population was last counted in 2007. So it might even be much higher than this. And people are going to be affected, continue to be affected by the conflict. And it's just an overwhelmingly sad and, we've lost counts of the refugees that are flowing to the Sudan, more than 40,000, they say, but there are many people that have been unaccounted for.
Yesterday, there was a UN Security Council meeting. This would be Tuesday, on the Tigray situation. This also comes as the international community pressures Addis Ababa to stop the fighting and pursue dialogue instead. What came out of that Security Council meeting?
It was postponed. They wanted to hear from the African Union delegation that's supposed to be coming to Addis Ababa and speak to the two sides. The Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, said he will be speaking to them, but there won't be room for any kinds of negotiation because according to the Ethiopian government side, they've exhausted all kinds of mediation, and the Ethiopian government side feels they've come to a dead end. It's only a military military force that will force the leadership to give in and have the government get into Mekelle and take over.
Are people in Ethiopia broadly supporting this operation in Tigray?
I think it's who you ask. In the open, people seem to be supportive. There are many people that are giving blood to the members of the army, the Ethiopian army. There are many people that are donating livestock, but there are also invisible victims, people with families in the Tigray region who are not able to speak to their family members. I had a conversation with a young man, 25. His father was sick, and he was being provided a basic medicine from Addis Ababa, and all of a sudden he's not able to send the medication to Tigray. So there are thousands of these kinds of stories all over the country, all over Addis Ababa, and they're invisible.
Samuel Gitachew in Addis Ababa, thank you.
Thank you.